So let's finally talk about why One Battle After Another is not just the best movie of the year, but maybe even the best movie of the last 5 years, or the best movie since Phantom Thread. I mean, like, let's really talk about it. Let's talk about the stuff we're all missing beyond the fact that this is a hilarious action comedy thriller that, of course, is like capturing the zeitgeist in terms of what the situation in the world is right now. I mean, we can get into how Paul Thomas Anderson is like one of the only filmmakers that could take one scene and make it register on multiple levels. Like, for instance, that scene where Lockjaw ambushes Ghetto Pat at the grocery store and does that whole,
You like black girls? I love them. I love them.
that moment, of course, can register as laugh out loud hilarious, but it's also deeply menacing and uncomfortable, and tapping into the way white people will lust after, crave blackness, but also seek to control it, objectify it, and hate on it. But the key, I think, to really appreciating this movie, and I gotta shout out Adam Nayman, film critic Adam Nayman, who literally wrote the book on Paul Thomas Anderson, for prompting these thoughts with this one question when talking about One Battle After Another. The question is, when is this movie set? Of course, the answer to that is multifaceted, because this is a movie that's tapping into different resistance movements from different eras. You have like the French 75, kind of based off the Weathermen from the 60s, 70s. Of course, the movie taps into that era with a lot of its iconography. The verses of Jill Scott Heron's "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised" being a refrain that the French 75 use over and over again.
Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, Hooterville Junction.
Will no longer be so goddamn relevant.
And women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow.
Because black people will be in the streets.
Looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised.
And then, of course, you have protests that look like what we've been seeing over the past 5 years, since George Floyd, since COVID, and of course, everything that's going on with ICE. When Adam Nayman asked the question, when is this set? He's referring to specifically the opening act, right? When is that set? But the opening act kicks things off with the French 75 breaking people out of like an ICE-like facility, right? An immigration detention center, as if it's set today. And in the first 30 minutes of the movie, you'll see people with cell phones taking selfies. You'll see activists wearing those face masks that became so prominent post-COVID. So all of that adds up to the fact that, okay, yeah, this movie is set today, like it's set in the present. But then the movie jumps ahead 16 years, and they are still fighting the same forces, the same fascist forces. They're still dealing with ICE-like raids on the streets. I mean, and it still looks like today. Point of the movie is 16 years later, nothing changes. You're still fighting the same fascist forces. You're still fighting one battle after another. And that's where that one question that Leonardo DiCaprio's Bob can't answer becomes more than just a running gag. Every time he calls into that secret French 75 hotline, the question that keeps stumping him is, what time is it?
I cannot remember, for the life of me or the life of my only child, the answer to your question, what time is it? 8:15.
Maybe Bob can't answer what time is it because in this movie, time just blends together. Time is collapsed. Everything is happening all at once and over again. And the answer to the secret prompt is time doesn't exist, but it controls us anyway. To which Bob responds, you clearly don't have any children. And that becomes the emotional trigger, because the only way to track time in this movie is through his daughter, Willa. And that's how this thoughtful, thematic concept, where time folds over on itself, where time is collapsed, where time is circular, finds its emotional note. It's through this relationship between Bob and Willa. Because ultimately, for all of its artistry, this is a girl dad movie.
Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction!
Okay. It's your dad, Willa. Will no longer be so goddamn relevant. Look at me.